Let me start off first by giving credit to Georgia. Shout out to y'all for the win. I took Texas. I'm gonna get into the Bulldogs here in a second, but I got to rant real quick. Hey, bro, I know you threw for 300 yards and you had a touchdown, bro. You were awful today. You know what I'm saying? Let me just go ahead and say that you were awful, Quinn Ewers, bro. Now I don't understand it, bro. They don't have their starting quarterback. The defense knocked them out. How do you only score 19 points, bro? Make it make sense, bro. Make it make sense, Quinn Ewers, bro. You got weapons galore. Like, bro, Matthew Golden was cooking the whole game. 8 catches, 162 yards. You know what I'm saying? DeAndre Moore was cooking too. 9 catches, 114 yards and a touchdown. Like, bro, when your defense got that interception, bro, you got to score a touchdown. Like, when this happened on 3rd and 13, bro, and Jahdae Barron comes up with a big play, you got to go down and score. It's 2:35. You got the field goal. Knock Georgia out. It's like, bro, you have no killer instinct. I don't understand it. In the games you've played in this year, every single game, you struggled against Georgia. I'm not saying they're not formidable. I want to give Georgia praise and credit. But, bruh, finish the game off, man. Like, you shouldn't even have to go to no darn overtime. You know what I'm saying? It was all game, and it was just consistently kicking field goals. Bro, your defense practically held them. First quarter shutout, right? Georgia was struggling. Like, their defense can't play no better. They got multiple turnovers in this game. You know what I'm saying? Put the game away, bro. Y'all should have been up like 21-0. Y'all outgained them in the first half. You had more yards. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, more rushing yards. You killed them in darn near every category. Put touchdowns on the board. Lord. Man, it's frustrating. I'm not even a Texas fan and I'm frustrated. You know what I'm saying? Quinn Ewers got to play better, bro. I don't know. I took them to win this rematch. Like, they play again in the playoffs, I might mess around and start Arch Manning, bro. I'm not going to lie to y'all, bro. Like, you got to have that A factor, bro. And whenever they play Georgia, these dudes don't never want to play well, man. Shout out to the running backs, man. Shout out to that defense, man. They played outstanding in this one, I thought, for the most part. Say what y'all want. This was a defensive battle. I thought that dude Mabuka, senior number 4, was hitting hard, boy. Him, Anthony Hill. I thought he did a really good job. Shout out to the Georgia offensive line, though, because they was blocking their tails off, man. But you talk about sideline, consistently making plays. Like, Texas defense did what they're supposed to do in this one. Offense got to finish it off, bro. When they do that and they get the pick, you got to finish it off. And there's no disrespect to Georgia defense. Like I said, last few weeks has been much maligned. But they did what they were supposed to do. But you got to put the ball into the end zone, man. The week before, bro, they gave up 42 points to Georgia Tech. Come on, man. Y'all got more weapons than Tech. You know, and I'm high on that program that's coming up. Matthew Golden. Come on, bro. Isaiah Bond. Moore. Y'all got weapons, bro. It shouldn't have came down to overtime, bro. So I just want to do a little rant before I get into the analysis, man. I'm disappointed in Quinn Ewers, bro. And I don't know. I don't know if he can win them a title. But after seeing that for the second straight time, and they don't have their quarterback, Carson Beck gets knocked out. Credit to Gunnar Stockton for coming in there and balling. But, bro, you got to knock him out. I don't know if he has that killer instinct, bro. Humbly. Shout out to Georgia, though, man. You know what I'm saying? They proved that they should be into the college football playoff. They're going to get a bye now, win the SEC. I'm kind of glad that SEC team won it with 2 losses and that Georgia didn't get that 3rd loss. You know what I'm saying? So I'm actually excited and happy for that. And obviously, Selection Sunday is going to be tomorrow. But credit to them, man. They should be one of the top seeds outside of Oregon. Credit to the Bulldogs, man. They should be in there. Obviously, like I said, I had took Texas in this one. But Georgia was resilient, man. The defense did what they were supposed to do. They forced turnovers. They forced mistakes. KJ Bowen and Malachi Starks. Mikael Williams was his game-breaking self yet again in this one. He was getting sacks, getting pressures on the quarterback, forcing it out. They did what they were supposed to do, and the linebacker was flying from sideline to sideline. And shout out to Dalen Everett. I thought he had an outstanding game in this one. I know he had a pick as well. Their coverage, for the most part, was really good in this game. Secondary played a lot better compared to a couple weeks prior. So they did what they were supposed to do. A great game plan defensively, and that's where my kind of game ball goes. Next up, I'm going to give it obviously to Trevor Etienne. I thought he had a pretty good game. 94 yards, 2 touchdowns in this one. It was kind of the same remnants that we've seen against in the Tech game, right? Just being able to make the plays when they needed to. And his vision is very underrated, I think. Hadn't played in over 3 weeks, but just being able to see small creases. These not even big creases because for the most part, defensive line for Texas did what they were supposed to do. But it was seeing those small creases, squirting through the hole and getting to the second level. And then once he does, he's a problem. So shout out to him, man. And like I said, I thought the Texas defense played pretty well. And then obviously Gunnar Stockton, man, from Rabun County, didn't really get a chance to really play. Obviously Carson Beck is injured, elbow injury looks like it. But he was efficient for the most part, man, and he put his body on the line. Like, he ended up taking a hit, and I don't think that was targeting. I don't, because he was a runner, and he hit with his shoulder and turned his head. You know what I'm saying? So I thought Mabuka did what he was supposed to do. It's a championship game, man. You're going to have hits like that. I know they don't want it in the sport, but with the game on the line and we trying to stop you from getting to the end zone, you're going to have that. But like I said, Texas just did not take advantage of their opportunities. Overtime, you got to score a touchdown against Georgia. You can't be kicking field goals. That's preeminent of what they did all game long, kicking field goals. So they're going to have a lot they have to do, and they're going to have to play now as soon as the first round of the playoffs go. And maybe that might be good for them going forward. But we'll see. I believe in Coach Sark. I believe in that defense. Quinn Ewers got to figure it out. But Gunnar Stockton, man, he gets my game ball, man. Coming in an adverse situation, game on the line, SEC championship, and did what he was supposed to do. Made the throws for the most part. Had that bad throw late, but did what he was supposed to do. Now, one part of this game I did not like is the penalties. Obviously, Coach Sark alluded to that. 11 penalties to just 5 for Georgia. I'm not saying that had a factor to do with it. I'm not that kind of analyst, but I do not like seeing the game lopsided like that. You know what I'm saying? Humbly. You know what I'm saying? This is a very well-coached team. I just want to, when we go to the playoffs, bro, keep the penalties out of it, man. You know what I'm saying? Now, obviously, if it's a foul, call it, yeah, yada, yada. But, man, please, let's let the players play, man. I did not like the lopsidedness of that. I'll just leave it at that. Nonetheless, like I said, though, Georgia dominated the ground game 141-31. But like I said, Texas dominated the total yards in this game, 389 to 277. If you look at the first half, absolutely dominated this game, and they were dominating time of possession. Now, Georgia turned that around in the second half with their long drives, especially at the end of the third quarter, taking up over nearly 10 minutes of clock, punching it in for a touchdown, which is what you have to do. For some reason, Texas couldn't do that. But that was just the keys in this game as well. And then obviously neither teams was really good on third down, 5 for 15, 6 for 18 on the day for Georgia and Texas. So neither team was good at that. Nonetheless, man, if you Texas, I don't know if you want to see Georgia in the playoff, man. They look like they got your number right now. And it just seems like a bad matchup. It really does. And like I said, I took Texas to win this one. I thought the revenge, they was going to be ready. For the most part, the defense was. This is a top 2 defense in the country. I felt like they answered the bell and did what they were supposed to do, but I don't know offensively if they're ready. And that's not a shot to Matthew Golden. That's not a shot to Coach Sark. They ain't even a shot to Moore, you know what I'm saying, or those guys. I just don't know if the quarterback is ready for these games against Georgia. And I shouldn't really be saying that, but that's how it feels, you know what I'm saying, when they play. Because when you got the lead and you got the momentum, you cannot be kicking field goals. You got to find a way to get the ball into the end zone. And I thought Coach Sark was aggressive in spots when he needed to be efficient and be aggressive. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, when you're playing a good team like this, you got to knock them out. You got to get touchdowns and not field goals. That's the story of the game, man. So, yeah, man, that's my instant reaction, man, to the Cinema game. It was a good SEC Championship game. First ever time it went into overtime. So, really, really efficient there. Really cool to see 2 teams going head-to-head. It makes for cinema. At least this one was not a blowout. This came to the end, and Georgia was able to pull away. And like I said, my game balls defensively, Malachi Starks, Dalen Everett, and Mikael Williams for Georgia. Jalen Carter also had a good game. Offensively, I give the game ball to Trevor Etienne. For Texas, obviously Matthew Golden and Moore get my game balls for the Longhorns in this one, man. But that's it. Selection Sunday tomorrow at noon. So it's going to be interesting to see what the committee decides to do. How high will Georgia be? How high will they rank? How far will Texas fall? You know what I'm saying? What seed will they be? And what are going to be the matchups? I'm going to have instant reaction and deep dives for that when it happens in a few weeks, man. But shout out to Georgia. Y'all won fair and square. And a big win in the SEC championship game with a backup quarterback. Hey, you deserve to be in the playoff. You know what I'm saying? You can't deny the resume no more. You have a lot of notable wins on the docket, on the resume, and you've done what you're supposed to do. So you deserve to be in, man. So credit to Georgia. Texas, man. Don't want to see Georgia in the playoffs. I'll leave it at that.